Ciao everyone, my name is Danny Vale and I am a sommelier and aspiring Italian wine ambassador candidate with the Vin Italy International Wine Academy. Today I'm sharing a quick introduction to Italian wine right here in the hospitality room of my building with a glass of 2022 Argiano Salegno. And yes, before any sommelier points out, this is a Rydell single pour whiskey glass. Look, I'll be honest, it's been a long day. We started off tasting about 41 different wines, so at this point, the glass is just along for the ride. But honestly, great wine doesn't always need the perfect stem, sometimes just needs a moment, and this one definitely deserves it. This bottle actually means a lot to me. At one point, I sold Argiano, through Gallo, one of the premier family-owned wineries in this country, who has continued to buy wineries throughout the world, and especially in Italy is where they're focused right now, as is their heritage as well as mine. This I sold this wine through an event I organized with a great sommelier retail friend of mine, who actually is the one who encouraged me to participate in this program and was my referral to it. So, gotta do right by all of us who have definitely helped me in my wine journey and continues to help me to this day. So, wine is what brings me here today, as I'm still learning, still tasting, still using creative lack of stemware, let's say. And let's bring it back to Italy. Italy itself produces more wine than any country in the world. Wine is their greatest export, hence why they believe they should train us. What makes wine there special is not about the volume, it's about the diversity. Every single bottle they sell tells a story. It tells a story about the land, about the heritage, about the people, and the tradition behind all of it. Italian wines are usually labeled by place instead of grape, which is somewhat uncommon for the rest of the world. So when you see names like Tuscany, Piemonte, Veneto, you're not just drinking a style, you're drinking the identity of the region. Now, each region has familiar designations, DOC or DOCG, and those are designations and spots on the label, which is by the government, but they are no guarantee for how a wine is made. They're only a guarantee of a so-called style. But what I love about Italian wine and just wine in general is how creative the winemakers can get within those boundaries. Now, about this wine, Argiano Salegno from Montalcino in Tuscany. The name Salegno means wild boar, which is very appropriate after 41 tastings in one day. A lot can be blended, a lot of thoughts can be construed, and a lot of taste can seem like something else. But this right here is a super Tuscan, and it's a blend of Cabernet, Merlot, and Petit Verdot. So obviously, for what I've been learning for the past several months, today will continue to be tested on tomorrow. Has nothing to do with ingenious Italian wine varietals that we spent all day studying in the VIA course. At this point, I figured I earned one glass that speaks a slightly different dialect of Italian wines. Right now, you get a nose of it's dark fruit. It's almost towards the southern point of the Albianacos from earlier. You get dark fruit, plum, blackberry, definitely some oak aging, so you get spice and cedar, a little vanilla, which I enjoy. And the palate, it's rich and layered, but it's everything that Tuscan keeps alive that I really enjoy. Like I did say, I've poured in and enjoyed this wine at retail sales and at events, and I've found that it resonates with people who know very little about wine and people who seem to know a lot and may or may not be somewhat snobby, but here we're still sitting here enjoying it. I don't have Perry notes. I don't have any inventory of it in my own shop that I'm trying to sell. Just reminds me why I fell in love with Italian wine in the first place. It's a beautiful bottle. It's something I've shared with my family, my parents, my siblings. Soon enough, their kids will all be old enough to be able to teach something I know about this, and I hope I know a lot more by the time they're able to. Look, what I love about wine, what I try to sell to people, what I try to create an environment for is all of this is about connection. It's history, it's experience, it's about people. So today was all about tasting, analyzing, breaking things down technically. But the best part of my day is in a classroom. It's about ending the night with dinner with my father, having 2 glasses of wine, and Shaw's Oyster Bar. Shout out to them for taking care of me. It's longer than I've lived in this city, and just sharing good food and good conversation with the people you care about is one of the underrated luxuries in this world. And Italian wine is really about that. And it's not about education of sales. They emphasize the human part of it. That's what I try to introduce in all the tastings I host. The humanity, the relatability. Like, none of this is that serious. Come in, sit down, relax. However your week was, it doesn't matter. Here's a great Tuscan wine you can drink and remember. And what I'll toast to is discovering Italy, a bottle, a story at a time, in one whiskey glass, if that's all that permits you. I thank you for joining me and listening to this quick introduction. Hopefully, I'll be back with some more bottles, some more stories, and maybe a little pin on my pinella, there, a little pin on my lapel if things go well. So, thank you for listening, and maybe next time. Cheers.